The thing that I find so fascinating is how much access we really have with our consciousness and awareness to all the little micro and microscopic systems in the body. You know, most of us don't even know how our tummy feels, or we're so used to all our outside stimulation that we forget that every single cell and every organelle, which are the small parts inside the cell, are connected to the whole. That's how we stay alive. Every single cell, and I've heard so many estimates how many there are. There's hundreds of billions or a trillion cells, which is a big number. It's like a giant beach. How many grains of sand are there? And so by focusing our awareness, we can gradually learn to feel everything. You can go into your retinas. You can feel numb places in your retinas, for instance, which is in the back of the eyeball. You can feel the whole eyeball. You can feel the lens of the eyeball. You can feel the aqueous and the vitreous humor, the two liquids, and feel the different viscosities just in the eye. You can go into the brain and feel the different brain parts. You can balance the right and left hemisphere of the brain just by feeling the parts. In the middle of the brain, there's the corpus callosum, which is a thick membrane that kind of separates it and creates a distance. You can actually go in and feel tension patterns in the corpus callosum. We can go into our heart, we can go into our liver, our gallbladder, our pancreas, and so forth. We can go into any vertebrae. We can go into the discs between the vertebrae. We can go inside the disc to the little tiny fluid sac inside the disc, and gradually over time, by feeling the vertebrae, the space between the vertebrae expand and relax with the breath, you can gradually pump up the fluid inside the vertebrae, inside the disc, which has to do with osmotic control. So we have so much ability to shift our polarity, shift our meridians, create organ change. And what happens is, as we do that, the patterns of trauma, the patterns of emotional containment, the lack of creativity, the holding patterns that we have, the fear of loving, all begin to open. So pretty soon we find we are a dynamic, interactive person in our life. We sense other people, we sense ourselves, we can love and be loved, and yet we can also have a very clear boundary between us and other people. We can have a sense of creativity, of adaptation to each individual situation, all by learning to be inside ourselves, learning to experience that, and with just a little bit of time, pretty much anybody can be really good at it. So I invite you to come and try it, experiment, and I think you'll find you'll have an amazing results. I hope so. That's what we're here for. Thank you.